If you like horror movies, chances are you may also like odd things. At the convergence of horror and odd, I have curated 5 examples of oddly satisfying horror movies. These movies aren't afraid to let their freak flag fly, and neither should you.
Should we call the police?
We can't. We're in lockdown.
What if there's a killer out there?
Are you afraid there's a killer out there?
Yeah.
Slaxx.
Small price to pay for an awesome ass.
Slaxx is a 2020 Canadian horror movie. If you're in the mood to see entitled yuppie brats get brutalized by a pair of jeans, I've got the horror title for you. Taking place in a high-end clothing store that will go on lockdown to prepare the store for the new releases while hosting a stuck-up fashion blogger, the horror comes quick and deadly. The craziness of this movie happens almost all at once with an epic bloodbath, perpetrated by a denim demon. This movie does have some substance to it. How and why the Slaxx have been possessed will work its way to the surface, bringing to light the true horror of this movie. Slaxx is currently airing on Tubi.
Found you.
Wake Up is a 2023 action horror movie directed by siblings Anouk and Yoan Whistle, the same team that directed We Are Zombies and Summer of '84. Wake Up follows a group of young activists who break into a furniture store to vandalize it. Little does this ragtag group of vandals realize, but their actions will soon have on-scene consequences. The furniture store is guarded by 2 security guard brothers. One has a beer can glued to his hand, and the other brother, well, when he's not crafting middle-aged crossbows, he's trying to keep his simmering rage from boiling over. Spoiler, he can't. When the guards confront the teen intruders, one brother hits his head and is believed dead. This sets the other brother, played by Turlo Convery, off. He loses all sense of morality and takes full advantage of his psychotic break. Turlo is the shining star of this movie and really turns Wake Up into an edgy, dark thrill ride. With this role under his belt and his role in Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, Turlo is a name horror fans should remember. Wake Up is currently airing on Tubi.
Something strange,
Weird.
gruesome,
painful sex.
Yes, yes!
when can we do it?
Body Bags is a 1993 horror comedy anthology. Body Bags is candy for horror fans, with so many Easter eggs and cameos it'll make your head spin. Interludes and narration is conducted by one sick-looking coroner played by John Carpenter himself. This opening reminds me so much of Tales from the Crypt that I wasn't surprised to find out while researching about this film that Showtime initially had plans to turn Body Bags into a series resembling something like Tales from the Crypt, but after filming decided to turn the project into an anthology. 3 depraved tales sure to scare. The Gas Station is the first tale, starring Robert Carradine and cameos from Wes Craven and Sam Raimi. This skit is pure horror and anticipation, following a woman working as an attendant at night while all hell breaks loose around her. The second tale, titled Hair, follows Stacy Keach in a wild, narcissistic thrill ride that only he could pull off. When a man starts losing his hair, he will do anything to regain it, even if that means being infected with alien seeds. No, seriously, that's the plot. I'm not making this up. The third tale might be the most unhinged, as we follow Mark Hamill, who plays a baseball player that loses his eye in a car accident. Afraid he will lose his ability to play baseball, he goes in for an experimental transplant surgery. Unlucky for him, his new eye once belonged to a serial killer. The epilogue even has Toby Hooper playing a morgue assistant alongside Tom Arnold. This movie is an underrated gem and just feels like the who's who of horror just met up and had a good time. And the result of that was Body Bags. Body Bags is currently airing on Tubi.
I need more parts.
You have a beautiful neck.
I love your tattoo.
Can I get a few more measurements? I love your hands.
You have really beautiful legs. You're gonna look perfect.
May is a 2002 psychological horror movie, but also has body horror themes throughout. When a young girl is ostracized for having a lazy eye, her mother creates a doll encased in glass, gifting it to her while expressing, if you can't find a friend, make one. As this movie unfolds, you'll see that May takes this advice to heart. Follow May as she awkwardly makes her way through work, friends, and romantic encounters. The cast is pretty amazing, with the role of May being played by Angela Bettis, Adam played by Jeremy Sisto, and shining in her oddball role of Polly is Anya Faris. May is an early 2000s gem that doesn't get brought up a lot. This movie is awkward and will give you secondhand embarrassment, but it also has creepy, gory, body horror, and bloody aspects to it that set it apart. May is currently airing on Tubi.
All debt must be paid.
Welcome to Swalta. They are mostly harmless.
Everything is fine.
Getaway is a 2024 British horror comedy. A family on holiday in Sweden travels to a remote island to take part in a peculiar holiday tradition. The island of Svalta was put under quarantine over 200 years ago, with the only survivors being those who resorted to cannibalism. And this was all thanks to the British. The family in this movie traveled to Svalta to witness a play retelling the island's dark history. The cast of characters in this movie are really enjoyable, bringing to life a tale of depraved history. Not only are the local town folk strange, but the family seems to be a little bit off also. Getaway is a solid watch and is highlighted by the performance of Nick Frost and the twists and turns that'll leave you guessing until the very end. Getaway is currently airing on Hulu. Alright horror fans, hopefully this week's recommendations will give you something different to watch. Each of these movies are true oddballs in the best way possible. Until next time, this is Planet Phobia signing off, wishing you good luck on your horror journey.